This is Sridhar Rangarajan. Welcome to DigiLearn series by Reliance Smart Money. Today we will be speaking about a topic which interests almost every individual in the country, that is tax saving strategies and looking beyond Section 80C for tax saving instruments. Tax saving as a strategy is in itself one of the most important endeavor every individual taxpayer takes in a yearly fashion. The 1.5 lakh limit under Section 80C of income tax in itself is very well explained, widely explored, and importantly also has many options under it for an individual taxpayer to invest. Some of the most popular ones are PPF, which is the Public Provident Fund. The Public Provident Fund has a compulsory 15-year lock-in, but it also is one of the best yielding products available in the market in today's scenario. Second, there comes ELSS, which is the Equity Linked Savings Schemes. These are equity linked mutual funds wherein there is a compulsory 3-year lock-in and an investor can gain up to 1.5 lakh worth of deduction under income tax. The next option is life insurance premium payments. This life insurance premium payment can be under a traditional endowment policy or a unit link insurance plan, and it can be taken for both self, spouse, as well as for children. Then there are tax saving FDs, which any individual taxpayer can book it in a bank of their choice. The moot point here is these tax saving FDs are compulsorily locked in for 5 years. Then there is the humble National Savings Certificate, which any individual taxpayer can opt for. They come in 2 tenures, 5 years and 10 years, and they are locked in for the tenure of your choice. The most commonly explored one comes next, which is repayment of home loan principal amount subject to a limit of 1.5 lakhs under Section 80C. Finally, something which a lot of taxpayers sometimes tend to oversee is payment of children's tuition fee under Section 80C up to a limit of 1.5 lakh rupees. These options give the individual taxpayer adequate avenues to save tax under Section 80C for 1.5 lakhs. What we are going to do now is to look beyond the traditional Section 80C and see if there are avenues where an individual can save tax beyond the 1.5 lakhs limit prescribed. The first option here is going to be under Section 80CCD for National Pension Scheme. Beyond the 1.5 lakhs which can be invested in National Pension Scheme under Section 80C, there is an amount of 50,000 which can be apportioned under Section 80CCD for an individual taxpayer to save more tax. The conditions for investing in an NPS are pretty simple. The investor has to be an Indian citizen and between the age of 18 and 60 years. There is also no maximum limit for contribution under NPS. However, it must be noted that only 1.5 lakhs under Section 80C and 50,000 above 80C limit under Section 80CCD shall be eligible for claim under deduction. Now let us take a look at Section 80D, which is premium payment for health insurance. Under this scheme, 25,000 worth of premium payment amount can be claimed for deduction for self, spouse, as well as for children. Additionally, if the investor is paying premium for their parents, a sum of up to 25,000 can be claimed further over and above the 25,000 claimed for self as deduction. Furthermore, if the investor is above 60 years of age and the parents also are above 60 years of age, then a total of 100,000 can be claimed for deduction under payment of premium for health insurance. Let us go beyond Section 80D. Beyond Section 80D, there is a section called as Section 80E, wherein an investor can claim deduction for full payment of interest on education loan. In this section, any education loan taken for higher studies for self, spouse, or for children can be claimed for full income tax deduction only for the interest paid. Here, the interest paid for up to 7 years or till the time the loan exists can be claimed for total deduction. One has to note that the loan taken has to be from a financial institution only and cannot be from their respective family or friends. Now let us go to section 24, where interest on home loan can be claimed for deduction. In this section, up to a maximum of 2 lakh rupees for self-occupied property can be claimed for deduction. Furthermore, for properties which are non-self-occupied or are rented, there is no limit for claiming interest deduction. This has to be viewed in conjunction with other income tax acts, which would be best explained by your chartered accountant. Let us move to the next section, which is section 80 EEA. Over here, home loan payment for first-time buyers is exempt over and above the 2 lakh limit up to an amount of 1.5 lakhs. Let me repeat. First-time home buyers can claim an amount of 1.5 lakhs over and above the prescribed limit under section 24 for claiming deduction. The conditions for this are: the stamp duty value of the home which is registered should be below or equal to 45 odd lakhs, and the home loan sanction period should be between April 2019 to end of March 2020. Section 80 EEB. The interest on vehicle loan for purchase of an electric vehicle can be claimed for deduction. The amount here is up to 1.5 lakhs per annum. There is a condition: the vehicle loan should be purchased between April 2019 till end of March 2023. Next comes section 80G, which is donation to charitable institutions. Over here, there are 2 subcategories. The first category is donations where there is no upper limit, and second, donations where there are upper limits prescribed. To understand the nuances of what amount under these 2 categories can be claimed for income tax deduction, it would be best that you consult your chartered accountant. One may have to note that cash contribution up to rupees 2000 only can be claimed for any amount of deduction under this section. Furthermore, donations to foreign trusts or political parties cannot be claimed for deduction under this section. This is it for today, folks. If you've liked this video, please click on the like button below the video. If you have any feedback to share with us, please go on the comment section and give us your valuable feedback. Looking forward to seeing you for further DigiLearn series on RelianceSmartMoney.com. Thank you.